Right, to make this autumn coloured inspired pendant necklace and earrings, what you need to make these, well, I'm using some bicone beads, autumn coloured, but you can use what beads you want really. But these are Birkin beads. They're called Birkin beads. They've got that shape. I'm making them in various autumn colours, and I'm using 20 beads on each charm. So there's 20 on here and 20 on the pendant charm. So you'll need about 40 beads for a pair of earrings. And there's 20 on this pendant. And what you will also need, if you are going to make a necklace, you'll need a jewellery making chain. You'll need earring hooks for each earring. You'll need a 3-strand lobster clasp. This is what you call a 3-strand lobster clasp. And you'll need that for each charm. And for the necklace, if you're making one, this little thing here, if you can see that is called a bail connector. And that's going on the necklace. But if you don't have a bail connector, you can just connect it with a jump ring. A jump ring will do. And if you're going to make the necklace, you will need 3 jump rings, preferably 2 small ones. And if you have 1 larger jump ring like this, but if you don't, 3 small jump rings will do. It's just that a larger one, just a bit better when you're connecting it. So 2 small ones and 1 larger one, if possible. That's the clasp for if you're making the necklace. You will also need jewellery making wire. This is 22 gauge half hard jewellery making wire. You can use what colour you want. This is just a silver plated one. And you will also need a ruler. And the equipment needed would be chain nose pliers, square nose pliers, round nose pliers, and flush cutters. And I don't know if you saw the wire wrapping at the bottom. I love wire wrapping. We're going to do wire wrapping at the bottom of each strand. Don't worry if you've never done it before, that's all right. So to start off with, we're going to take our wire and we're going to pick up our ruler and we're going to pick up our flush cutters because we're going to cut the wire. 3 strands. So each strand, I'm going to cut it to 3 inches. So straighten out the wire a bit. And there we are. We're going to cut it to 3 inches. See, that's 1. So it's going to be 3 strands for each charm. Each one, 3 strands, cut them all at 3 inches. So start like this, and you're going to simply wrap the wire right around like that. That's the first step. And then you can bring it down, keeping at where that mark is there, so the loops are the same size all the way through. And sometimes I'll just take it and start twirling it. I want to make the loop a bit more central. Right, I think I'll clamp it with my flat nose pliers. You can do different ways really. So I've clamped it with my flat nose pliers and I'm wrapping about 3 times. And you're going to wrap the same amount of times on all. When you wrap, it might get a bit harder. So I'm going to pick up my chain nose pliers and I'm just going to bring it across more. Like that. And then just going to bend it, tuck this in and close it. If it's a bit wonky, then I'm going to go in with my round nose pliers and slowly bring it in. Like that. So you'll have 3 of these. So if you're going to make the earrings, it's better to lay it out. Going to be nice and diagonal. So this one should match the size of this one. So I'm going to start beading. And when I bead, I'll try and keep it in a sequence, orange, black, that sort of mauve and clear, but I'm not that strict about it. But it's time to get out your beads. Try and make them match as much as possible. So we're doing the long one first. So the long one, try and make it match this long one. And then this one to match that one. And then this one to match that one. And then when you bead them, you'll leave about half a. So we're going to do the second one now, and that's 7 beads. This one here. So we're going to pick up our wire and do 7 beads. I'll try and mirror how this one looks. So the second one has got 7 beads. So it's going to mirror that one. Just put them up here. And then the shorter one on the third, that's only got 4 beads. So I'll get the other one. I'm going to put 4 beads on and try and match the colours. Kind of like mauve and orange. Mauve, orange. Got a clear one there. So I have the longest strand here, and then I'm going to just pick up my round nose pliers. I think I'll use where this mark is, and I'm going to simply turn it. It's not going to be closed completely because I need to hook it on. I need to hook, because I need to hook it onto the 3-strand lobster clasp. I'm just going to hook it a bit. So that's the first one ready. So the next one, just make sure it's the same size. Right. So we're going to cut this one, make it shorter. So just pick up my flush cutters. Just going to measure it to the other one. Okay, so I'm going to leave about a fingernail width and cut the rest off. If it doesn't match, I can always cut some. So hold in there and just cut the top. That one. And then I'll pick up my round nose pliers, see where my little mark is, and then just turn it in. Not completely, but just close it in a bit. Like that. And then the last one, I'm just going to measure it against the other one. Right there. Okay. I'm going to cut more on here. I'm going to measure about my fingernail. Also might measure a bit more. So in case it doesn't quite match, I can cut a bit more off. Hold here and cut it. And then I'll just give it a turn at the top. Find where my little mark is, and then there's my little mark there. And then just turn it in. Like that. Okay, so now you're going to pick up your 3-strand lobster clasp. Like that. Pick up the longest one first. Open it a bit with me round nose pliers. Then hook it on. So just hook it on. See, it's hooked on there. Right, I'm going to close it. I think I'll try with my flat nose pliers. Grip it with my flat nose pliers and then bring it in. Just going to grip it again. There's a slight gap, so I'm just going to grip it again and bring it in. So see, they're matching. Now we're going to attach our earring hook. So you pick up your round nose pliers. You can, and there's a little opening. So just open it like that. There we are. And then slide on the earring hook. And then just close it by going in and just bringing it back down so that it's closed. So there you got your earrings. Now we're going to put on our bell connector. Pick it up, push your round nose pliers inside and just slightly open it like that. So it's open, and then you shall just hook it on like that. Pick up your round nose pliers and then close it like that. So it's nice and closed like that. And then pick up your chain, however long you want the chain. You can have it long or short. Pick up your jewellery making chain. Pick up your flush cutters. Cut both ends one end. Then the other end, like that. Put that away. And then pick up your smaller jump ring. You can open it. I can open it with my chain nose and my flat nose pliers. Just open it across like that. You see? And then go to the end of your chain. And put the chain through. Put it through the chain like that. You can see. And your lobster clasp. Hook that on. And then close it. Bring your round nose. And then close it by bringing in your chain nose pliers. And then close it by bringing in your flat nose pliers. And then just close it. Like that. So that's one end. And then just actually thread it through the bell connector. Just thread it through like that. So you got that there. And then all you need to do now is pick up your jump ring. Just pick up your other jump ring. Then open it across like that. It's open. And then go to the other end of the chain. And then hook it on. And then close it. So if you've got any questions or any comments, please put them down below. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and press the notification bell so YouTube lets you know when I've made another video. And I'll put down my socials if you want to follow me, see what the latest stuff I've done. And also I'll put down my Etsy shop if you want to have a look at my handmade jewellery and handmade key rings with much more to come. And I'll put down another jewellery tutorial that you can make.